I pressed the big red button.
It's
Are you
recording.
scared? Bad Tim. No. Hey. Thanks again for joining another one of our lab reports. I'm Mountain Bike Ben. Joining me from the shop today is, to my right, Tim, to his right, Sarah, and to her right, Adam. Thanks for joining, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I forced you. Don't say anything, Tim.
I won't.
So as many of you know, a couple of weeks ago was the 24 Hours of Great Glen. This whole crew was there, and a few of us from the shop have been there in the past, whether we raced it, we were supporters, or vendors, but this was the first year that Mountain Sports Lab actually showed up to the event as a sponsor and had a couple of teams. So we just really wanted to pull together a brief recap of our experience at 24 Hours of Great Glen this year. So it was a lot of fun. I think it was a good time.
It's always a good time.
It's always a good time.
It's a 24-hour race.
It's hanging out with 500 of your best friends. That's what I always say.
Like-minded people riding bikes.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sarah, why don't you kind of set the table for us? Give us a brief rundown of what our goals as Mountain Sports Lab were for the event. I mean, we had a race team, we had a support crew, we had a booth. We kind of came all out, so...
Yeah, I mean, the biggest goal for us was to be there to support the race and have a good time. So we didn't really know exactly what to expect or where we were going to go with a lot of that, but we wanted to make sure that we were there for the people that were racing it, make sure that everyone knows that Mountain Sports Lab actually goes out and races, as well as has a good time and supports the community that's out there to do that.
So we had a 10x10 booth that was set up with a whole bunch
Yep.
of supplements, whether it was hydration, energy. We had helmets. We had miscellaneous gear.
Yeah, pretty much anything you could need on race day.
Yeah. And Tim, you were there, man in the booth the whole entire time. Did you have a good time with that?
It was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some characters there.
Good, bad, ugly.
They were all good.
Yeah, good.
They were all good. There was some confusion, but everything worked out.
What do you think what was the number one thing that people needed when they came to our booth?
Food.
Yeah. More and more food.
More food.
Anything in particular? What was the big hit?
Free.
Can't be free.
That was the big hit. Safety in numbers as a customer.
So Adam, I know you've raced it in the past.
Yeah.
Tim, you've worked it in the past. I've raced it and worked it in the past. Sarah, this was your first time, period, correct?
Went up last year late in the evening when Adam was racing, when we were staying in Dan Sport just to check it out.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, that was the first time.
So as the first year that Mountain Sports Lab has attended the 24 Hours of Great Glen under the new banner of Mountain Sports Lab,
Yep.
as the owner, what do you think?
Yep. It was a lot of fun. I mean, people are out there suffering at all different levels, but doing that together, and there's a lot to be learned about racing for 24 hours. It was really cool to see the number of people that come into the shop out there, have them stop by the 10, or you see them on your way in and out of the race course if they swung by your campsite. Super fun to see people at 2 a.m. in the morning, as our campsite was kind of right on the course.
It's because Adam set it up.
So yeah, it was a great
When
spot.
you know.
What time? So, if you don't know the format of the 24-hour race, you set up on Friday, and Friday morning, 10 a.m. that they let
Camping
everybody in?
opens at 10 a.m.
Yeah, so there's a line of cars waiting to get in to find their camp spot, and there are some pretty choice camp spots. And Adam was there at what time?
I got there at 8.
So waited for 2 hours to make sure that we got primo. You were the second vehicle in.
Yep.
Yeah, primo location. So
Haven't done it, so many years in a row and had to, been late to camping or show up late Friday evening. you're getting table scraps at that point for campsites. And knowing that we were having two teams running out of our site between the shop team and then Julia's solo team, we really wanted to get a good site that was right near the course so that, we could do easy bottle hand-ups and, trailside feeds, that kind of stuff to keep people rolling efficiently and quickly, but also to just see the whole event up close from the comfort of a camp chair.
Yeah, we got the heckle spot is what I'd like to call it.
For sure.
Perfect viewpoint of the floating bridge and perfect viewpoint of...
You did just raise the bar, though, so you're going to have to be there at like 6 next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in
We
the
were
clock,
there at
so.
10:10. Don't worry about it. We were there at 10:10. We were like the 50th vehicle in. You don't need to rush. Yeah, a few unfortunate souls decided to take a dip on the first lap.
Yep.
It was the excitement for the afternoon there.
And of all the years I've done it, I've only seen a handful of people go off the bridge. What we're talking about is across the pond at Great Glen, they set up a floating bridge that you ride across during the day to finish your lap off. And it's wobbly, it's a little tricky to ride, and sometimes people go swimming unintentionally. But in several years, you only see a few people go in, and just out of pure luck for us viewers, we actually were sitting there, and within an hour, we saw 2 people go in.
Yeah.
Quite spectacularly, I might add.
Fantastically.
One even local person.
They swung by the booth on their way through, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
You had to change clothes over there?
He was very wet, but happy. And we didn't let him forget the whole day that he went swimming.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't forget. He probably still remembers right now.
Good news is bikes float.
Wear it like a badge of honor. That's what I would say. I tried to convince Sarah to go in. No, not you. I convinced whoever was going to run the first leg. I tried desperately to convince them to go swimming because then we could give them a bell for being the first person to complete the 24-hour triathlon, the run, the bike, and the swim. Do it backwards.
Why not?
It would have been funny to see Tom do that.
We thought he was going in for a minute.
Yeah, there was a few moments where
Yeah.
he slowed down or got a little wobbly.
When we had to start yelling at him to pedal.
Yeah.
Get it, Tom! Pedal! Oh my god. Yeah, Tom!
Good, just pedal.
Yeah.
It is a little nerve-wracking, I will say it.
If you've never hit it before, it is definitely nerve-wracking because you as soon as you hit it, it starts to respond to your movement because it's floating. The worst is if you hit it immediately following somebody else.
Yeah.
Because not only are you trying to adapt to your movement of the bridge, but now you're trying to also adapt to somebody else's movement of the bridge. And I think the 2 folks who went in were right behind somebody else and had to tap brake
Yeah.
so that they didn't, tire rub. Yeah, fun times.
It's a good place to take somebody out.
You take out a rival. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Little brake check.
That's why Tim didn't race.
That's why I'm the manager.
That's why you had to work the booth.
Yeah.
So Adam, you've raced it in the past.
Yes.
And in comparison to years, past, and of course, again, one of the things that if you've never done the event, they do change the course every year. Sometimes they reverse the course. Sometimes they add a new section or omit a section that they've had in previous years. So this year, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of trail they have there, between the gravel roads, the single track, the just various different things they have out there, I mean, they use a majority of it every year. It's just how they kind of tie it all together. This year in particular was awesome. It was very similar to, of course, 2 years ago. So 2 years ago was very similar to this one. Last year, they basically reversed the direction of 2 years ago's course. And this year, it was back to similar to what it was 2 years
Gotcha.
ago.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's great because it's a great mix of gravel wreck path almost, you could call it.
Carriage roads.
Carriage roads, exactly.
Yep.
Some some flowy sections of single track, some pretty chunky technical single track, some double track that's kind of technical climbing and descending, and then just some heinous climbing.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
So it's always a good time. It's got a little bit of something for everybody. If you're strong in one area, there's something that can suit you, and so it really balances out as far as every kind of rider. It's not just a
Gotcha.
A real road rider friendly course or a real technical single track rider course. So it's got something for everybody that everyone can do, and it's open to so many people and gets so many people out riding. It's just awesome to see that many people out there.
Nice. Sarah, this was your first time racing it. So, and I know that you've been doing the Tuesday night races
Yep.
at Great Glen. So in comparison to that, but also as your first time ever doing a 24-hour race, what was your
24-hour mountain bike race.
mountain bike race? Which means that you've done 24-hour what other style races?
Uphill ski.
Nice.
Yep. We can talk about that in another one. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely longer than the weekly series.
Longer as in the course was longer.
Yeah.
Not just the
so,
time that you were on
yes.
your bike.
Yes. Although the first week I did, the weekly series was close to my first lap time, so there was some improvement. The course was super easy to follow. It was a good time. Everybody that was there was pretty supportive. Everybody was pretty energetic, so it was just a good time.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll talk about the bike that you rode in a little bit, but you made comment to me at one point that you were impressed that each time that you went out, you actually felt stronger and stronger as opposed to
Yep.
feeling the opposite, which, I think, do you think that was a testament to just pacing yourself properly, or, do you think it was related to the bike, or?
Mostly I like endurance stuff, so I don't go fast out of the gate very well. So for me, as the day goes on, I typically feel better and better about it, and the more
gotcha.
confidence I have in the course. I mean, my lap times were a little bit slower, but I just overall felt a little bit better.
Yeah. I've always thought that I ride strongest at night, and I think it's because I can't see the hills. So I have no idea what I have to climb.
Yeah, I don't. I like those.
But it's also, I think that, it should be noted that this was probably one of the best weather years
Oh, for sure.
that I've ever seen at 24 hours.
100%.
I mean, it was mid-70s. Sunday got a little warm, but
It got, I think, high 70s, low 80s on Sunday, but
Yeah.
like,
Still-
Humidity.
overnight was like low 50s
Yeah.
Saturday into Sunday,
yep.
and cool breeze. Like, it was some of the best conditions I've ever seen.
Now, when I raced it, it was chunky peanut butter. I mean, the mud was so thick. This year, it was completely bone dry. Better to have it bone dry or peanut butter?
I
If
think
you
it's
had to
6 in
choose
one, half dozen in the other, right? Like peanut butter mud. I mean, everyone's going to be going slow. Everyone's going through the same mud, and it's just how well can you ride in the slick? Whereas dry like that, it's all moon dust.
Yeah.
Every single track's got potholes full of just powder, which after like 3-4 hours of 500 racers going across it, a lot of that gets plowed out, and you end up with a pretty awesome ribbon of dirt to ride. Once you get out of that ribbon, you can usually get in trouble. But so those first 3-4 hours can be a little spicy, and a lot of times you see those faster laps from the high end riders, or anyone's best laps usually come later in the day, or if not toward the evening.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. So, Tim, as our resident vibes guy, what did you kind of experience throughout the days while you were sitting there at the booth? And I mean, was the sort of attendee experience high? Was like it came, going back and forth? Were you seeing people that were completely cracked out and just they were done, or?
I didn't see any major malfunctions or people hurting. Everybody was in good spirits. Like the food and drinks were everybody wanted food, refuel, like to keep people going lap after lap after lap. But I didn't see any major carnage or bad days.
Yeah, that's good.
So
Nobody wrecked.
I did not see anybody bleeding or snapped bikes or hissy fits or anything interesting like that.
Yeah.
So, but I think they did a good job as far as like a course layout to keep it fairly tame and safe for all abilities.
Yeah, nice. And in comparison to years past that you've been there, what did you take away from this year?
That I want to do the first lap.
So is that your goal? Next year you're gonna race it?
I don't know.
He wants to
He
try.
just wants the
I just
whole
want.
shot out
I
of
just
the
want to
beginning.
win the first lap, win the race.
He just wants to try Bill.
Yeah. I'll go swimming. I'm not afraid.
Well, I was gonna say, just heads up. Anybody
If that's
that's
the fast line, we will take it.
racing behind Tim, just make sure that you know he will brake check you going across the bridge.
Especially if I know you.
Oh gosh.
Teammates or anything. It's all fair.
So we did, and Adam, you mentioned it earlier. We did have two teams. We had the 4-person co-ed 24-hour team from Mountain Sports Lab, and then we had Julia, who did her first 12-hour solo junior race, which
Yep.
was pretty sweet, and she placed second. Spoiler alert. But so Sarah, as you were kind of getting into this, what were your thoughts around building the teams, and sort of what was your approach from the shop perspective, but then also just from the, I've never done a 24-hour mountain bike race. So what was the goal there? What were you thinking?
No thoughts really. Just people who wanted to go from the shop, go out, have fun, enjoy riding a bike.
So who was on the 24-hour 4-person co-ed team?
Yep. So we had Adam, myself, Tom, who's a good friend and someone who I've worked with in previous shops for a little while and is a frequent flyer here. He's kind of the only one with a lot more race experience, and he had been wanting to do it for a while, and then Ted was on our team, and he had been wanting to do it for a while. So we just kind of slapped it together. We were contemplating putting out a second team, but we didn't quite have enough folks to put a second full team together.
Some of us broke our legs.
Yep. Ben. RJ wasn't sure about some time stuff and being able to train for it, and so next year the goal is to put together a couple of teams, kind of go into the actual race category, whether it's a 2-person or 4-person, 12-hour, 24-hour, and then also have just a fun team, and then kind of make sure everybody's included. We do plan to shut the shop down next year, have everybody up there full swing, and make sure that we are actually a big part of the community aspect of being there.
Yeah. So this year, really the goal was go, show up, have a fun time,
Yep.
get a little bit more acquainted to what the 24 Hours of Great Glen are like,
Yep.
and then moving to next year, put a competitive team out there as well.
I think so.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. So Adam, obviously I would love to have Julia here to represent her own experience,
Yeah.
but as her father, what was her takeaway from this?
She had a blast. She told me that after she slept and recovered. I mean, when you get done such a big endurance event, I mean, the last thing you're thinking about is how much fun you just had.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's why they call it Type 2.
Yeah, exactly. So, she did 6 laps, which came out to just over 56 miles, with over, I think, 5,000 feet of climbing. I mean, it's 9.2 miles a lap with 1,100 feet of climbing per lap. At least this year was, anyway.
Yeah.
So, having never done it before, she's done a lot of racing and a lot of like youth cycling racing and whatnot growing up. Never anything of this magnitude or this endurance style event. But she loved it. She's always wanted to kind of do this. We've done other teams with her in the past. She's done other junior teams with cousins and stuff like that in the past. So she's familiar with the event. She's familiar with how the event works and the course, but she's never done the solo before. Mm-hmm. So she approached it more of a a personal goal than I want to be competitive. Like, is how she kind of came at it.
Yeah.
She set a goal of 5 laps is what she just wanted to accomplish, and ended up pushing herself to 6. And I think she's very proud of what she did. I know I am.
Yeah, as she should be.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's a lot of laps. That's a lot of miles.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we should mention she's 16. So as a 16-year-old, that's pushing
That's
yourself.
a huge accomplishment.
Most 16-year-olds that I know would quit.
Yeah, or not even start.
Yeah. I mean, she pushed 3 laps straight,
Yep.
which I was impressed with. That was
Yeah.
she was in.
I mean, first lap she popped in, and like I said earlier, we were right on the course. Our campsite was right along the side of the course.
Yeah.
So she pulled over to the side of the course. I swapped out a bottle for her, gave her some quick chews.
Stop by Tim to get some free food.
Yeah, exactly. But she was in and out and back out for her second lap, and it was a pit stop basically. It wasn't a come off the course, take 15, 20 minutes. It was 20 seconds and she was gone again. And that's how it went for 3 laps. And she put down 3 laps in the first 3.5, 4 hours. So we're like, okay, you're well on your way to
pace.
five laps easily.
Yep.
Time is on your side.
Yeah.
Let's, she wanted to slow down, pace it better.
Yeah.
Because she went out a little hot. I mean, nerves get the best of you in an event that
For
big.
sure. Yeah.
I think everyone overcooks the first lap, no matter how experienced you are. It's hard to not
Mm-hmm.
overcook it.
We have video evidence of that.
Exactly. To be released shortly. But yeah, so from then on, it was she'd do a lap, take like a 5-10 minute break.
Yeah.
Do a lap, get off the bike. Do a lap, get off the bike. And she'd get some food in her and just refuel, rehydrate, take a break from the bike. I'd run through her bike real quick, make sure it was good to go again.
Yeah.
Because of how dusty it was, things were getting really grimy, and
Sure.
shifting was starting to be affected. So clean the bike, trail side as quickly as you can, and get her ready to go again. But she loved it. It was a great course. People were awesome. The vibes were high. It was great.
Sarah, you had the fun to ride the last lap with Julia.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, it was later in the evening, and kind of found her out on the course and just kind of asked if she wanted me to hang out with her. I wasn't sure. Sometimes you want someone there and sometimes you do not.
Mm-hmm.
So she said yeah, and we just kind of kept chit-chatting and stuff, but she seemed super proud of herself for getting that 6 lap in. And yeah, it was super fun to just kind of ride that last little bit in with her and be there at the end. And she's a great kid. She comes in, she busts her butt in here. She's just happy about life in general. So then to watch someone be able to accomplish that, it's pretty cool.
Well, and I think you came back in and Adam, you just touched on this as well. Sort of, Sarah, I think you gave her the mindset of like, you're kind of in the suck right now,
Yeah.
but be proud of what you're doing. And tomorrow morning, you're going to look back at this and be like, oh, heck yeah, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she got back, immediately curled up in her cool little like hammock chair thing.
Oh, yeah.
And just like
I don't know how she was able to do that. I would have been
I'm
in
not sure. She
Granite
looked like-
City.
she looked like
I
a
would have been
pretzel.
Dead.
But
You had to,
so
like,
then she just
break my bones to get me out of that.
Oh yeah,
Again.
and then within like 10 minutes of her sitting there, and it was kind of quiet, the campfire's going, it's pretty warm, and she's got her little hat on, and she's tucked up in her blanket. You can only see like this much of her face, and she's just passed out all of a sudden, just dead asleep.
Done.
So let her sit there for a little bit while Adam got a night lap in for the 4-person team, and then he got her out so that she wasn't literally stuck in pretzel form. But it was really cool. It was fun to see her do that. It was fun to see everybody on the team kind of get out there and compete and have a good time. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Good. Yeah. I think for me, part of the fun is just that sort of environment, right? There's so much energy.
Oh, for sure.
There's so many cool people. I mean,
Well, we had a super awesome grill master. So Ben took care of all of the food for the whole
was happy
weekend. It was wonderful. Breakfast sandwiches consisted of sausage, bacon, eggs, bagel, coffee going all night long. It was great to have the support for that as well. So
I like doing it. I think that's a fun part of because it's invaluable to have, just like you for Julia, Adam. Just it's invaluable to have somebody there so that you get off the bike and you're not like, oh, I gotta make myself food. It's like, here, eat.
Right. You get in that race brain, or that, when you're pushing yourself that hard, to then stop and change gears mentally, go do something else, whether it be fueling, hydration, cleaning your bike, whatever it is, getting ready to go back out, and then having to get back in that mindset and be like, oh, I don't want to go back out again. This is gonna suck.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
it's-
do it. So to have someone there that can just take all of that off of you and strictly you focus on doing the task in front of you,
It's huge.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Mentally, especially.
Yeah.
oh, also you don't have to just pound gels the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, you're not eating pure sugar the whole entire time. Something to be said about a burger smothered in Montreal steak seasoning at 2 in the
So
morning.
good. three burgers deep all of a sudden.
So we did have, if you caught the last lab report that Sarah and I did, we did have a few companies come out and support the team. A brand new company that we're working with, and a few partners that are crucial to the greater bike world, but also what we're trying to do here at Mountain Sports Lab. So Sarah, I'd love to talk a little bit about the beautiful Mondraker that's
yeah.
sitting behind your right shoulder. Now, we did do a
Yeah.
bike check. There is an actual bike check on YouTube, so if you are curious to see all the details about the bike and the bike build, but how did that thing perform for you?
Better than I could perform. No, it's super light so that, as you're climbing a course that's got a lot of elevation to it, as you get tired, it's much easier to pedal. It's got some really, really nice race face wheels on there, good engagement points. So it's all the little things that add up over time that you don't think can be important or would be important that become super important, especially in an endurance race. But it performed beautifully. I don't have literally any complaints about it. It's a custom dream build that is honestly probably one of the nicest bikes I've ever owned. I have wrecked it a few times in terms of crashing, but that's me, not the bike. Yeah, it's beautiful.
So now you have been doing the regular Tuesday series at Great Glen.
Yep.
You talked a little bit about during the bike check that you went out and rode that for one of those and noticed an immediate difference. You
Yep.
also talked a little bit about your sort of every lap you kind of felt stronger and stronger. And I know a lot of that
Yep.
has to do with what you said about being an endurance athlete and that you feel like you get better.
For sure.
But how, did you notice the bike change your overall performance? Like, was it one lap, all of a sudden you knew the line a little bit better so you could push the bike even faster?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of my favorite things about the bike is, yes, it's geared towards cross country, but I also heard a lot of people, there's a lot of switchbacks, steep up and downs coming back. And with that bike, as being a cross country bike, was like, well, I don't know how it's going to work through soft sand and or some steep pitches downhill or some of the technical sections, but it performs super well, which keeps your energy up, keeps you able to stay on the bike longer, becomes more efficient, so on and so forth. So it all works to your advantage, especially in terms of endurance. But I don't feel like I've actually pushed the limits of what the bike can do. Just after that, Tim and I went and rode in Bethel. Jeez, we went down like kind of a fun little jumpy trail. Was the name of it?
Gullyverse.
Yes. And yeah, that it just handled super well on that. I just surprised every time I take it out what we can do on it.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. All right. Well, I think, I overall, a great weekend. I think a tremendous success for the shop in the first sort of official capacity of Mountain Sports Lab. Everything looks spot on. Sarah, you did a great job with the branding and getting everything dialed, especially our shirts, the tents, the bike matching the colors was pretty well done. So I think that final takeaways here. It's always fun to be at this event and just see so many familiar faces, whether it's, people that you've been riding bikes with or that you rode bikes with 10, 20 years ago. You see them again. All the regular customers, everybody else that kind of took the time to say hi to us or, we saw as we were in transition or hanging out at the booth. So final thoughts, everybody?
Can't wait to do it next year.
Yeah, it's always a good time. I mean, that field was actually packed this year. I think it was one of their biggest years since they brought the race back.
They sold out, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard that
That's
too.
the rumor I heard. I heard around 500 some odd
Yeah,
people.
and
Yeah.
I mean, if you know that whole area, like the base of Mount Washington at all, I mean, that field is massive.
Yeah.
And it was packed with, and everyone's there to ride. Everyone's there to enjoy the whole scene. And, you can come out and just watch if you want to. You don't got to be there to race. And there's plenty of awesome spectating out there, plenty of cool spots to watch the racers. And it's just a good time all around.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest races in New England, I'd have to argue.
And everybody appreciates spectators, especially out at night. It's always, need some good words of encouragement there.
It's always fun to go out and heckle at midnight.
3 in the morning when
Yeah.
somebody's
Oh, you need it.
yeah.
But
Yep. Tim, final thoughts?
Do it again.
Nice. A man of few but very chosen words.
lizard.
Lizard. I love that.
Oh, goodness.
I think now I have to cut to that in the post-production of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Yes, you
episode.
do.
Insert lizard here.
There's been a few times that we could do that. I've held off.
Well, thank you, each one of you, for joining today. I think it was great. Thank you for watching another lab report. No, thanks for watching.
So
if you have
well
any
put
questions,
together.
obviously feel free to give the store a call. Follow us on social, and hopefully we'll see you out on one of our group rides, or maybe next year at the 24 Hours of Great Glen. Thanks.
Lizard,
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Lizard.
lizard.